The ugly truth about narcissism that nobody talks about is that it often begins long before adulthood, quietly, painfully, and behind closed doors. Most people think narcissists are just selfish or full of themselves, but many of them were once hurt, neglected, or used in ways that shaped how they see the world and protect themselves. Today, we'll uncover the 9 ways narcissists are made in childhood. Disturbing truth. Are you ready for number 1? Overindulgence without accountability. Did you ever get everything you wanted, but still felt like something was missing? If you grew up being overindulged, you might have been given toys, praise, or attention, but never taught how to take responsibility for your actions. As a child, it may have felt great to always get your way, but over time, it can quietly teach you that the world revolves around you. Without someone setting healthy limits or holding you accountable, you may have developed a belief that other people exist to serve your needs or fix your messes. This kind of upbringing can lead to deep emotional blind spots, where empathy, humility, and self-reflection don't develop the way they should. Let's talk about number 2, being isolated from peers or community. Did your childhood feel like you were trapped in a bubble, safe, but strangely alone? Maybe your parents didn't let you hang out with friends, join activities, or even just be a regular kid. They said it was to protect you, but in reality, it kept you cut off from the world. You didn't get to learn how to share, lose, compromise, or connect, because you weren't around other kids enough. If you're honest with yourself, that kind of isolation might have left you feeling like you were somehow different or superior, or maybe like no one else truly understood you. You either become someone who struggles to connect deeply, or someone who demands attention without knowing how to give it back. This kind of childhood can quietly shape how you see yourself and how you treat others. Let's move on to number 3, triangulation and parental power plays. Did it ever feel like love in your family had to be won and someone always had to lose? Maybe your parents compared you to your siblings or made you feel like you had to compete for their attention. One day, you were the favorite. The next day, you were the disappointment, and someone else took your place. It wasn't just about doing well. It was about outdoing someone else. Over time, that kind of emotional game teaches you that trust is risky, and connection comes with a price. So now, maybe you struggle with jealousy, competition, or needing to prove you're the best, even if it means faking confidence or stepping over others. Deep down, you're not chasing love. You're chasing the safety that always seemed just out of reach. Now, let's continue to number 4, parental disgust or disdain for vulnerability. Were you ever made to feel weak or pathetic just for having feelings? Maybe when you cried, got scared, or showed sadness, your parents didn't comfort you. Instead, they rolled their eyes, called you dramatic, or even mocked you. Over time, you learned that showing emotion was dangerous, something that brought shame instead of support. So, you toughened up. You buried your feelings. You learned to wear a mask, one that looked strong, confident, maybe even cold. Now, you might struggle to open up, or feel anything deeply. And when others show vulnerability, it might make you uncomfortable or even angry. But deep down, that reaction is just a shield, protecting the part of you that was once told it was weak for simply being human. You shouldn't miss number 5. Parent projects. Own failures onto child. Did it ever feel like your life wasn't truly yours, like you were living someone else's script? Maybe your parents had dreams they never reached, and instead of letting those go, they put all that pressure on you. You had to be the smartest, the best, the most successful, not for you, but for them. And if you didn't measure up, the disappointment in their eyes cut deep. So, you pushed harder, tried to be perfect, tried to make them proud, even if it meant losing yourself in the process. Deep down, you might still carry that pressure, like you're never enough, or that failure isn't an option. And now, maybe you chase success or attention not out of joy, but because you're still trying to fix something that was never your burden to carry. Are you still up for number 6? Emotionally incestuous dynamics. Did you ever feel like you had to be your parents' everything, like their best friend, therapist, or emotional crutch? If that sounds familiar, it might be because your parents leaned on you for their own emotional needs in a way that wasn't right for a child. Instead of being allowed to just be a kid, you probably felt responsible for keeping their feelings in check or fixing their problems. This kind of role reversal blurs the lines of who you truly are versus who you have to be for them. Over time, you might have learned to hide your true feelings and put on a perfect front just to keep the peace or feel special. It's no wonder you might struggle now with knowing your own limits, or feel like you need to control situations to stay safe. Let's keep it moving to number 7. Being used as a trophy child. Did you ever feel like you were just there to make your parents look good? Maybe you were the one they showed off at family parties, school events, or online. Always dressed up, always performing, and always expected to impress. It wasn't truly about what you wanted, it was about what made them proud. You might have gotten used to hearing praise for your looks, grades, or talents, but rarely for who you truly were inside. Over time, you learned that being loved meant being impressive, not being real. So now, maybe you chase attention, achievements, or approval, not because it feels good, but because deep down, you're still afraid that without the performance, you're invisible. Here comes number 8. Love withdrawal as punishment. Did love ever feel like something you had to earn, not something freely given? Maybe when you were little, love disappeared the moment you made a mistake, showed anger, or didn't meet someone's expectations. Your parents might not have yelled, but they went cold, silent, and distant, like you didn't exist. That kind of emotional freeze-out taught you something dangerous, that being yourself wasn't safe, and that love had to be performed for. So, you learned to shapeshift, hiding your real feelings, becoming whoever people needed you to be, just to feel wanted again. This old wound can still echo in how you connect or disconnect with others in your adulthood. Finally, we're down to number 9. Parental abandonment, physical or emotional. What happens to a child who feels invisible to the one person who's supposed to care the most? If a parent left, whether physically or just emotionally checked out, you probably felt like you didn't matter. Maybe they were lost in addiction, too busy, or simply uninterested. And no matter what you did, you couldn't get their love or attention. That kind of silence leaves a deep wound, one that says, I must not be worth staying for. To survive that pain, maybe you told yourself you didn't need anyone at all. You built walls. You acted like you were above needing love. Or you demanded loyalty from others to prove you mattered. But underneath that tough or confident mask might still be that abandoned kid, just trying to believe they're enough. If you saw yourself in any of these childhood patterns, it's okay to feel a mix of emotions: confused, sad, maybe even angry. The truth is, no one gets through a painful childhood without picking up some kind of armor. And yours may have looked like control, people-pleasing, or pushing others away. Whether you became the one who hides behind a mask or the one hurt by someone who does, this awareness is the first real step toward healing. You're not defined by what happened to you. You have the power to break the cycle. And the more honest you are with yourself now, the more freedom you'll feel moving forward.